The Fed is kicking off their two-day meeting, so what can we expect out of them? Well, I'm here with Keith Bliss from Cuttone. So, Keith, you know, yesterday we had the sell-off because of Cyprus. Today we're back up again. But, you know, we have been moving forward in our own economy, slowly getting more housing numbers that are good, slowly getting better employment numbers, but it isn't going to be enough to satisfy the Fed, right?
No, of course not. And of course, yesterday's action and yesterday's announcement out of Europe and Cyprus is one of the exogenous events that the Fed is very concerned about. So they've cited two things. They've said that they're going to keep their policy intact, but they're looking at two factors that could really start to influence the policy, and these two influences would be negative. One is the sequestration. So they're going to be looking at that, how that's going to affect the U.S. economy down the line in the next few months, and also the European situation is not over, despite of what was going on in our own markets in December and January and February, where we kind of collectively forgot about it. The Cyprus situation brings it back into stark relief, and the Fed will be monitoring those two situations to kind of offset a little bit the better economic data that we're starting to get in the U.S.
You know, some people say that, at least with Cyprus, they got hit. They knew they were getting hit. It's very transparent. There's no hidden hits. And that what the Fed's doing with quantitative easing is kind of the same thing, only it's very cloudy and we're going to get hit by it. We just don't see it right out of our pockets. Yeah,
that's right, and it will still be cloudy and murky to the most people walking on the street. They won't understand how it is, but the problem that you have in Europe is one of, you hear a lot of people talk about the contagion effect. How does that overflow into the broader Eurozone? And then if it overflows into the strongest economy in the Eurozone, being Germany, then that will have a dramatic impact on some of our multinational companies, which again will have a downstream impact on our own economy. So again, the Fed is monitoring the situation. I think what we'll see out of the policy statements of the next two meetings is no change. They're going to keep short-term interest rates at zero. They're going to continue to buy $45 billion worth of treasuries and $40 billion worth of mortgage backs every month. They've stated that's a never-ending policy because Chairman Bernanke and his chief sidekick, Janet Yellen, have said that the risks of doing nothing or stopping the program short far outweigh the risks of doing too much. He's a student of the Great Depression. One of the mistakes that the Fed made in the Great Depression is not only did they stop with their monetary easing, but they started tightening policy too soon. And a lot of people don't realize the Great Depression, they look at 1929, 1930, but the Great Depression really was throughout the 30s, very high unemployment, low slack economic growth, and the country staggered for 10 years. Chairman Bernanke does not want to have that as his legacy, that's for sure.
All right, so basically we don't expect anything new out of them, and you know the market seems to be okay with that.
The market is okay with that, and in fact the market will grind higher as a result. The stock market itself, we're back up again today, and again we're 8 points away from an all-time closing high, less than 20 points away from the all-time high. Short of the chairman coming out and say, you know what, things are great. This is the oddity about our market today, how perverse it is. If he were to come out and say things are great, we're stopping the program in June, the market will sell off immediately because the easy money will go away. We know that's going to happen. Remember the Fed's dual mandate. The Fed's dual mandate is low inflation and low unemployment. We've got the low inflation. We saw that in the CPI numbers. Now he's got to get the unemployment down. Their stated objective is 6.5%. By most models, if you look at it, we're not going to get to 6.5% until the end of 2014, even if we have 200,000 jobs a month. So there's going to be an awfully long time for the QE, and that's why I don't expect much change in the policy statement this week.
All right, well, there you have it. Not expecting a lot of change out of Mr. Bernanke, and that may be good for the market because for now they're reacting pretty positively this Tuesday. That's Keith Bliss from Cuttone, and I'm Debra Borchardt with TheStreet.